It's a beautiful morning in the neighborhood. Okay, Nix, go to the bathroom. And off he goes, racing through the neighborhood until he finds the perfect spot.
Welcome to Yoldai's Pet Corner.
Quick question. If you're standing at the edge of a swamp and something with teeth longer than your fingers starts floating toward you, should you run? Hold that sprint. Look closer at what's approaching. Is it an alligator or a crocodile? Depends. Because today, we're diving into two of the most misunderstood predators on Earth. Animals so successful, they survived the dinosaurs and barely changed a thing. This is part one of our journey into the world of alligators and crocodiles, where they came from, where they live, and how these living fossils took over the water. Two legends, similar shapes, very different stories. Here's how to tell them apart fast. To truly understand them, we have to rewind the clock, way back. We're going to the Triassic period, over 230 million years ago. This was a world of giants, a planet teeming with strange and formidable creatures. And it was here that the first crocodilians emerged. Their evolutionary blueprint was so brilliant, so ruthlessly efficient from the very start, that it has remained the gold standard for apex aquatic predators ever since. First, rewind deep into prehistory, where their design began. Triassic Earth, strange giants, new predators taking shape. Let's start with the armor. Their skin isn't just tough leather, it's a sophisticated coat of mail. Embedded within it are bony plates called osteoderms, creating a flexible but nearly impenetrable shield against rivals and prey that might fight back. Then there are the jaws. They aren't just strong, they possess one of the most powerful bite forces in the animal kingdom, capable of snapping bones like twigs. Their armor, jaws, and patience forged an unbeatable blueprint. But perhaps their greatest weapon is something you can't see. It's their metabolism. It's incredibly slow and thrifty, allowing them to operate on a sliver of the energy required by a warm-blooded mammal. This lets them wait, not for minutes, but for hours, even days, for the perfect moment to strike. Slow metabolisms let them wait for hours, even days. That is the secret to their enduring success. Patience, weaponized. They don't waste energy chasing, they conserve it, becoming one with their environment. They are the log that isn't a log, the shadow in the reeds. They wait, they watch, they become the water itself, until one careless step, one moment of distraction, breaks the surface of silence. So, back to our swamp. You're still there, heart pounding. How do you tell them apart at a glance when every second counts? It's all about the face. The secret? Efficiency. Spend little. Strike perfectly. Alligator snouts are broad and U-shaped, like a shovel, perfect for crushing turtles and other hard-shelled prey common in their freshwater homes. Crocodile snouts are typically slimmer and more tapered into a V-shape, and here's the dead giveaway. When a crocodile closes its mouth, that big fourth tooth on the lower jaw sticks up over the upper lip, giving it that famous jagged smile. An alligator's lower teeth, by contrast, are hidden. Crocodile clue. That big fourth lower tooth shows. Alligators hide most lower teeth when mouths close. Alligators, wide U-shaped snouts built to crush. Crocodiles, slimmer, V-shaped snouts for varied prey. Face shape and teeth, fastest field check. But these are just the surface clues, the quick reference guide. The real story, the one that explains their global distribution and distinct behaviors, starts with where they live, and more importantly, why they live there. Now, where they live explains the differences. This is part one of our journey into the world of alligators and crocodiles. We'll explore where they came from, the specific environments they conquered, and how these living fossils became the undisputed rulers of the water's edge. Alligators and crocodiles belong to an ancient group called crocodilians, reptiles that first appeared over 230 million years ago. That makes them older than dinosaurs, older than birds, and older than most mammals. They share traits that made them nearly unstoppable: armored skin called osteoderms, powerful jaws, slow metabolisms, incredible patience. They don't need to chase prey, they wait. Historically, crocodilians were everywhere. spanning warm rivers, swamps, and coasts across a much different world. Millions of years ago, they lived across North America, South America, Africa, Europe, and Asia. Some ancient species even lived in the open ocean, fully marine hunters cruising far from shore. But as Earth cooled and continents shifted, their vast range began to shrink. Cold climates became their enemy, ectotherms losing heat to ice and long winters. Populations retreated toward the equator, abandoning higher latitudes for stable warmth. Extinctions followed, entire crocodilian lineages vanished, leaving only fossilized traces behind. Only the most adaptable survived, the ancestors of today's alligators, crocodiles, caimans, and gharials. Today, crocodilians are found mainly in warm regions near water. Alligators live primarily in the southeastern United States, in freshwater rivers, lakes, swamps, and marshes, especially Florida, Louisiana, Georgia, and Texas. Crocodiles live across Africa, Asia, Australia, and the Americas, in both freshwater and saltwater, dominating coasts, estuaries, and mangroves. Fun science fact: crocodiles have special salt glands that allow them to survive in saltwater. Alligators don't. That difference changed everything. Here's where people usually get it wrong. These animals aren't aggressive monsters. They're energy-efficient ambush predators. And once you understand how they hunt, everything about their behavior suddenly makes sense. Ready? Let's bust the biggest myths about them. Alligators and crocodiles are opportunistic carnivores. They eat fish, birds, mammals, and reptiles. They rely on camouflage, stillness, and explosive speed. When they strike, it's over in seconds. Their jaws don't open fast, but when they close, they deliver one of the strongest bite forces ever measured in an animal. They don't chew, they tear, drown, or swallow whole. Efficient, ancient, effective. But here's the part most people never expect. These cold-eyed predators, the ones built for ambush and survival, are also surprisingly attentive parents. They guard nests, they protect their young, and sometimes they even carry babies gently in their mouths, carrying them to the safety of the water. In Part 2, we'll uncover how alligators and crocodiles raise their offspring, how intelligent they really are, and why crossing paths with one doesn't always end the way you think. Because the most dangerous thing about these animals isn't their bite. The real danger is our assumptions. It's our misunderstanding of them. Oh, here comes Nix. Hey Nix, how you doing?
Hi, Dad. I love your stories. And if you at home enjoy them too, please, pretty please hit like and subscribe. It makes me so happy.
Thanks, Nix. I think I hear an alligator in the back. Go find it. In Part 1, we left off with a surprise. Here, the raw, explosive power of crocodilians, those eyes, that armor, those jaws, reveals a force of nature perfected over millions of years. But we also glimpse another side. The same animals, known for bone-crushing bites, are careful, attentive parents. That contradiction is exactly what makes alligators and crocodiles so successful. It's a duality that helped them outlast the dinosaurs and thrive in a changing world. Because survival isn't just about strength, it's about strategy. And their strategy begins long before the hunt, with an act of creation. Unlike most reptiles who lay their eggs and leave, crocodilian mothers are architects and guardians. Females build mound nests from mud, soil, and decaying vegetation. This isn't just a pile of dirt. The rotting plants generate heat, a natural incubator. Inside, she'll lay 20 to 80 eggs, depending on the species. And here's the science twist. Nest temperature determines the sex of the babies. Slightly warmer nests produce more males, cooler ones, more females. She's shaping the next generation's demographics. For up to 3 months, she guards this precious cargo. She'll fast, barely moving from her post, driving off any predator that dares approach, from raccoons to rival crocs. That level of parental investment is rare among reptiles. It's a strategy that prioritizes the future. As hatching nears, the babies begin calling from inside the nest, a chorus of high-pitched chirps. The mother hears them. She carefully opens the chamber and, yes, will carry them in her mouth. Despite those fearsome teeth, crocodilians can apply delicate, precise pressure, enough to cradle fragile hatchlings without a scratch. She waits by the water, listening. Hear that? The first chirps are coming. The nest is about to erupt with life. From the nest comes a synchronized chorus, tiny alarms and replies. She doesn't dig wildly. She sorts and lifts piece by piece. Low contact calls pulse through the reeds. The hatchlings answer back. With fingertip-fine pressure, she ferries them to the water's skin. First breaths, first paddle. Communication, control, and a careful handoff, setting the stage for weeks of protection ahead. In the nest, a chorus of chirps signals the moment. The mother answers, scooping hatchlings gently into her jaws and ferrying them in trips to the shallows. One by one, she escorts the brood to water, hovering close as tiny backs break the surface and cluster beneath her armored shadow. For weeks, sometimes months, she stays with them along the reed edge. She patrols, gathers stragglers, and shifts them to cover when danger nears. Threats are everywhere. Herons and storks from above, big fish from below, snakes, otters, even larger crocodilians. The little ones learn currents, cover, and caution by moving where she moves. Every escort is a trade-off. She hunts less, basks less, and spends energy to buy them time. When a predator presses in, she explodes forward. When a chick peeps from reeds, she mouths it with surgical softness. Most hatchlings won't make it. The wild is ruthless, but without her vigilance, none would. Maternal care is their survival multiplier, and if you stop at the teeth, you miss the point. Watch her hold position, choose routes with cover, time crossings with wind and light. That's strategy. Look past the teeth, and you start to see something else: intelligence. In a moment, we'll see how crocodilians plan, coordinate, and even set simple traps in the water. In part 1, we left off with a surprise. Look past the jaws, and a different animal emerges. The same reptiles famed for raw power. Also plan, remember, and wait. That's the secret to their success. Strength guided by strategy. Crocodilians learn by watching. They memorize routes, water levels, and the exact places where fish funnel in the dry season, then return when conditions repeat. In floodplains and tidal creeks, they track timing, not just prey. Field studies show they recognize feeding opportunities, even after long gaps, and adjust where they wait. They also coordinate. Along shorelines, several individuals drift into position like silent buoys, guiding schools toward shallows and bottlenecks. One startles, another blocks, a third strikes. It's energy-smart hunting. Minimal movement, maximal payoff. This is not mindless lurking. It's memory, patience, and precision. And then, tools. During bird nesting season, some crocodiles balance sticks on their snouts while floating motionless beneath rookeries. To a heron or egret desperate for nesting material, that stick is irresistible. The crocodile positions itself like a log, lets the bird reach, and the trap closes in a flash. This behavior spikes when nesting peaks. It's not random, it's timed, targeted, and repeatable. A simple object becomes bait. That's problem solving. Once you look past the teeth, you start to see design, observation, timing, control, intelligence where most people never thought to look. Why have they endured while so many vanished? They are masters of efficiency. A crocodilian can go weeks, sometimes months, between meals, conserving energy until odds are in its favor. They are patient, letting currents, wind, and prey behavior do the work. They are adaptable: freshwater, brackish estuaries, mangrove labyrinths, even surf zones. They slot into each system with minimal effort. They read seasons, wet to dry, flood to drought, and shift their tactics with the water. And they invest in the future, guarding nests, ferrying hatchlings, defending nurseries, so more young survive in a dangerous world. They watched the age of giants rise and fall, endured ice and impact, and kept going. Not by chasing everything, but by perfect timing. They don't waste motion. They hold and strike only when success is likely. Over 200 million years, that formula, strength plus strategy, beats brute force alone. Efficiency, patience, adaptability, parental care, the pillars of a lineage that outlasted eras. Final reveal. Evolution doesn't reward the strongest, or the fastest, or even the smartest in isolation. It rewards what works. On behalf of myself, my pups, and my dad, we thank you for watching.
Please remember to like
and subscribe. We get bones.
Christmas may be over, but you know what isn't? Cats and dogs still freezing, still hungry, still waiting. This winter, your local animal shelter needs help more than ever. Please donate today and help keep them warm, fed, and safe.